depends on the person. Two people can do the same thing and be coming from a different place. I'll relate it to a story in my life. I was deathly afraid of public speaking. If you can imagine that, I was horrified to public speak. When I first had to face this fear, I would make a stack of toilet tissue and place it in front of my genitalia because I would lose my bladder. That's how afraid I was of public speaking. So my whole focus was to just get past the fear, face the fear, and deal with that fear. In the process, after 6 speeches in Toastmasters, I was elected or asked to compete in the local Toastmasters class because I had become a fairly good speaker after just 6 speeches, but you couldn't compete without 10. So they scheduled 4 more for me at other places over the next 2 weeks so I could compete. And I went all the way to the nationals, the finals. I just kept winning and kept winning and kept winning and kept winning and kept winning. And so I became a really good public speaker. But again, my whole focus up there the whole time was just facing the fear, facing the shit, and moving through it. And I was sharing this with a client one time, and her husband happens to be a great litigator, a great trial attorney. And he hasn't lost a single case in like a decade. I mean, he's never lost a case. And he's an incredible litigator. He really does a good job. And he prides himself. He gets very inflated and blossoms when you talk about his, his public speaking skills. And what I tried to explain to her was we were coming from 2 different places. Whereas mine was ego deflating because I was facing a fear, some of that shit that was giving my ego or limited self-image, self-limiting image power. I was destroying that, where his kept enhancing and causing it to grow and inflate. So we can be coming from 2 different places. The yoga community and meditation, a lot of times, we approach it because we want our self-limiting image secretly, or not secretly, wants to be spiritual, wants to be seen as enlightened, wants to feel enlightened, wants people to perceive us as enlightened and spiritual, or we want to go to a yoga class, and there's all reasons, tons of reasons why we go to yoga classes in bed. I can name off half a dozen right now that are not so good. If you look at the attire that most people wear in yoga classes, you can pretty much guess that it's not to be enlightened. It's to show our asses and our abs. I know because I taught yoga, physical yoga, up to 15 classes a week for close to a decade. So I've seen all this. I've been involved in it, and I've done some of it myself. In meditation, the same thing. Again, we have these secret little subtle things that we want to be seen as professional meditators. I've had people come up and tell me, well, I meditate 2 or 3 hours a day. Are you free? And how's that working out for you? I don't care what you do in your spiritual practice, but what's the result of it? What's the real purpose of this? So meditation in and of itself is not bad. It actually can be a very useful tool if we allow it to do its work, which is to disintegrate that limiting aspect of our self-image. However, if we aren't careful, meditation and yoga can be what I use the term ways to spiritualize our self-image and to seem more spiritual. Did that answer your question? Was that clear? Any other questions?